Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Like I promised, we're going to be doing some laminates in the new Epic Swimbait molds. We're going to be doing the Shadderbait and the Slaybait, both really awesome swim baits, and I have some videos unboxing and checking these molds out on the channel. As a disclaimer, this is not my first time doing laminates in these. I shot some the other day. They're over there. But yeah, we're going to be doing some laminates. I bought an injector basically just to check out, so this is going to be kind of a two-purpose video, I guess. This is a very cheap dual injector that we're going to be trying out. I need to lubricate it a little bit before we get started, but we'll check it out on the channel as well. This thing was like, I want to say it was 110 bucks. That's pretty cheap for a dual injector. And I bought one just to check out here on the channel to see, is it any good? So we got that to check out as well. The blending block on this thing is very strange. So I'll pop this open. I've never seen a blending block like this. So you take it apart, and there's actually like O-rings here. I'll give you a closer look at it here in just a second, but there's like O-rings that sit in here, which I thought was weird. And when I first thought about it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a nightmare, because when you shoot plastic in this, it's going to stick to that O-ring, and it is going to be a nightmare because it's going to stick and going to be a mess. So far, I haven't had that problem. It's very odd, though, because if you look at the injector here, it has these screw-in tips on it, which is bizarre. Why would you not just make this part of the injector fit in here pretty tight, or you don't have plastic coming out? I don't know what their reasoning is for that. That's a little strange. And there is no, usually there's a hole right here with a rod so that when you are moving from port to port, you can pick this up easily. There's not a rod on that, which is kind of odd. But for 110 bucks, it's kind of like, well, you get what you pay for. If you want to spend the money and get a bass tackle or whatever, you can get a lot better injector. But I just wanted to buy one to check out here on the channel. Probably end up just selling this and going with a different one. But just for, research purposes, let's see what we can get out of this cheapo $110 injector. So this is what I was talking about with those O-rings. It's a little strange setup. Those tips go down into here and seals up around this O-ring. But obviously the tips have plastic on it, so when you jam it down in here, you're going to get plastic on this ring. And longevity-wise, I just don't know how well those rings are going to hold up over time. We'll just have to see if I even have it that long. Like I said, I just bought this just to see how bad it was and kind of do a little bit content on the channel with it. So there's that. There is the top port. You can see where the normal pieces fit in, and there is where the extended pieces come in, and this is that extended piece, which is bizarre. Not sure about them not having a hole with something to pick this up and move it, but it is doable with gloves. I do like that they use a metal bar here, so this is nice. And they did send the little cap pieces so that you can take this off and use them individually. And I do like that these are notched, so they always go in the same place every time. So it's got some benefits, but I think they should have thought a couple pieces through a little more. It doesn't have locking tips, which I don't expect for that price. But yeah, and they made it wide enough you can get into the cups easily, which I do like as well. One thing that I will always recommend is heating your blending block here up so you don't have a big clogged mess once you start shooting. You can do this with a heat gun or with a griddle, obviously. Okay, we're going to do kind of a green-white, almost like a baby bass, but not. It's not exactly what I'm going for, but just the colors. This is a watered-down swamp moss that I already have mixed up. And we're going to use probably some monkey milk in this other one. That is the game plan anyways. Okay, let's mix up some monkey milk. It's 40 drops per cup's what I use. Okay, there is 40 drops. Start mixing this in. Try not to make a big mess here. Got the old cup pretty full. Okay, and that is kind of what we're going for. I think that's going to be a really awesome color combo. Now let's try to get these both as close to about 310 as we can and get ready to do some injections. All right, we have these as close to our goal temperature as we could, which is about 310. They may even be a little bit below that, but that's okay. Okay. See if we can do this without making a mess. Okay, that one seemed to go okay. Okay, sorry I don't talk much more than that, but I have to focus when I'm doing laminates. I have to focus. It's very hard for me to do things if I'm not completely focused on them. All right, let's demold the Slaybaits right here. Hope they turned out good. Oh, they did turn out good. Check that out. That is a nice little baby bass knockoff, as I'm going to call it. All right, let's demold the Shadderbaits. Oh, yeah. Those look nice. I like that color combo. Pretty slick. Let's pull these out. Let's see here. Get them off that top hook slot there. Nice. Okay, pull this one out of here. Not too shabby. And this one. Yeah, there we go. Not a bad little batch. There you have it, guys. Those look pretty sweet. Really like the baby bass color, especially with those kind of a gold tinge eye. These actually have different eyes depending on which ones. These have a little more gold in them, which I think look, to me, a little more bass-like, but not bad, especially considering how cheap that injector was. If you use a much better injector, you will probably have better results. That injector is not the easiest to use, and overall I would say it's probably about a 3.5 out of 5, with my 5 being a bass tackle. The bass tackle definitely shoots a little better than that, so there's some room for improvement on the injector, but just a quick little laminate video, nothing too in-depth, but I promised some laminates, and here are some laminates. Oh, and for those of you who stuck around, here is a look at some different laminates in the Shadderbait. Just a little gray-white laminate with some green flake and a big green eye. That's what the 8mm eyes look like. A lot bigger, really fills in that iris a lot better. So that is, yeah, what the 8mm look like in a different color laminate. There you have it. There is some laminates. I promised a laminate video on the 2 Swimbait molds, and there is one. Sorry I'm not better at laminates. That's just the best I can do for right now, as I'm still learning. I'm not the best at laminates by any means. A lot of you guys out there are really great at it. Me, not so much, but that's okay. If you guys want to buy any baits from me, there'll be a link in the description below where you can pick up some baits from my Etsy store. You guys have been awesome and blessed this business so much, and I can just keep putting money into it. Kind of the thing with the injector, like I said, I bought that to just kind of do a little bit of a review on here. I'm probably not going to keep it very long. It's decent, probably 3.5 out of 5 stars. I'll leave a link to it in the description if I can. I think it was about 110 bucks, so nothing too fancy. And I pointed out the flaws that I found with it, so maybe if you're looking at it, you can compare and see if that's kind of what you want to do or not. It's decent. It does the job. Not near as good as a bass tackle, but then again, you know, it's a third of the price. So that is something to consider when you are buying it. If you want to pick up the awesome molds we used today, I'll leave a link in the description below to Epic Bait Molds, where you can head on over there and pick up the 2 new Swimbait molds. They are also upsizing a lot of the smaller cavity molds to higher cavities. So if you are interested in some molds that may have already existed, but you didn't buy them because you wanted a higher cavity count, that is something that is becoming a possibility, and they are launching new ones all the time, which I love. To me, if I'm going to sit down and shoot a bag of baits, I want to be able to do it in one injection. So that is really good on their part, and I really do appreciate that from them. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be doing some cool stuff here in the future, so stick around if you want to watch more bait making content. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.